Welcome back to Conversations. I'm Robin Fahr, and as promised, Faith Alfer is back. We love Faith, yay, from KKIQ Radio and Funny Girl Faith and all of her wonderful things. And Faith called me a couple weeks ago and says, you got to meet somebody, and that somebody is right here. Her name is Helen Owens. She is a non-surgical hair replacement specialist with Her Secret Hair Extensions right here in Livermore. And I got to say that you just are just an advertisement for this. You guys just look great. Welcome, and it's so nice to have you here, Helen.
Thank you very much. It's very nice to be here, Robin.
And it's so good to see you again.
Thank you, Robin.
But you look just a little different.
Just a little.
Okay, so tell us the story. I mean, glamorous, all of this. You looked terrific before, but what happened here and why, and how did it all occur?
Well, honestly, I've always suffered with hair loss. Because after kids, you know, our hair changes, and I got braids and then tried to cover up, and then someone put a bad weave in my hair, and then it was so many things happening, and someone told me, hey, there's a shop opening in Livermore. I'm like, there's no way. So I went in and I had my guard up. And actually Jo, she is a worker there, and she introduced me to Helen. And then Helen just won my heart over. I had suffered hair loss. Matter of fact, I had a terrible weave on. And Helen said, oh I remember I had a hat. So she did that. I had a hat on. She said, oh, honey. And then I made an appointment with her. And then she put her hand on my head. She said, do you want to take this off? Because at first she was just going to wash it. She goes, you want to take this off? I said, yes, please. The bad weave.
Yeah.
And she took it off, and then she just made an arrangement for me, and I could not stop crying. It was overwhelming.
Oh my goodness.
Because she just, I mean, she spoke volumes, literally, of life to me with my hair. And I can't say enough good things about her. She's like the best kept secret in Livermore. Shouldn't be, but honestly, this woman is real.
Well, and it is kind of a secret when you think about it in many ways, because women want, you know, we all know when our hair's looking good, we don't need to announce that this isn't exactly ours. But, and Helen, you came to this out of necessity yourself. You suffered from alopecia since you were a little girl. And tell people what alopecia is in case they don't know.
Alopecia is an autoimmune deficiency where we lose our hair. It's not something that makes us physically sick, but it's autoimmune deficiency. It's usually hereditary. It can come from the father's side or it can come from the mother's side, but is one of those things that you never know it's going to hit you. And basically, I was about 11 years old when it hit me, and I really didn't know that my mom had it. And my dad, actually on my dad's side, he has a lot of hair loss on his side as well. But my mom used to wear wigs and kind of cover it up, so we never talked about her hair. I just thought she had gorgeous hair. I was like, oh my God, my mom has wonderful hair. I always knew my hair was a little thin because when I was even younger, I had a receding hairline. So I've been probably an activist for this before I was even knowing I was an activist for it, because I understood it as a child. When it hit me, you know, I got teased in school and things like that, like, oh my God, this girl with the bald spots and blah, blah, blah. But you know, I always say it was a blessing for me because I was able to help so many women growing up with this problem and being really brave with it for such a long time, being a child with it. It's different than if you're a woman and it hits you. Right. So this has been my calling, because I'm able to help so many women with it. So that's why when Faith came in, I said, it's okay, Faith. It's like, I love you. It's like wonderful that you walked in the right door. Let me help you, basically, and just kind of took her in, because there are over 30 million women in this country with hair loss due to different reasons, you know.
It comes from stress.
Oh, yeah.
As you said, after having children, alopecia, what else? I had a couple of, when you've gotten braiding, you know, and it starts to really pull, doesn't it? And people are flying in around the country to come see you because you're doing things that you've really patented. These are your own. So tell us about it. It's hair extension. Well, but what makes it so different?
Well, it's Her Secret because basically, if you're looking for an enhancement, say you're a woman like you have a beautiful head of hair. So if you're looking to enhance it, you want it longer, fuller, we can do that. If you're a woman who basically suffers from hair loss, from thyroid, anything from a thyroid problem, you could have lupus, you could have alopecia, you could have stress hair loss, you could be going through cancer, you could have cancer and going through chemo and lose all your hair. We do custom for everything. So it's like, that's why it's Her Secret, that this is whatever your problem is, we pretty much never say no to you. We can look at it across the board and people say, well, I didn't even know something exists for something like that. You mean you can help me? There's no way. I mean, I've seen women and they go, I just know there's no way you can help me. And they send pictures and I go, oh, That's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, we can take care of that.
You've seen it all.
Oh, yeah. And then we work with the medical community as well. A lot of the different doctors will refer me and say, I need my patient to come in and see you. Can you make something custom for this lady? Might have lupus, so she's not going to be able to wear something, just a wig. And I tell people these things are anything but wigs.
Right.
They're all customized to the customer for their head size, depending on whatever it is, whatever your hair loss is, because our hair is our crown and glory, so it's very important.
It really is, and I'll bet you, and I want to show, I want to get ready to show some before. Now, good, okay, tell us about this. Okay, now this poor girl, so now that's all hair loss there?
This young lady is only 20 years old, and that's alopecia. She has alopecia areata, so she was just going into the first stages of it and finding out that this was the outcome.
And when she fixed that up, let's see if we've got the after on that. Is that her?
Yes, that's her.
Look at her, and look, I mean, it changed her. You changed her life.
Yeah.
I mean, she feels so much better about herself, and it's just amazing. Have we been seeing pictures up here? Have we been talking? Okay, so did we get to see Faith in her before?
You don't have to show my
I know, I didn't say, but that was part of the deal if you're going to come on the show. And then you went all blonde and
something I would never think about doing, but she had a vision for me, and she always said that. She said, I've got a vision for you. I know what I want to do for you. And I thought, what is this woman talking about? And I really mean it. My husband, he didn't think, he's always like, you look great, but he didn't think it could be any better. Like, how did you enhance yourself so much? How did you look better? And I'm like, Helen Owens. Helen Owens.
Yeah, it's just amazing. What are some of the stories? Women come and sit in your chair, and I mean, I'm sure they feel devastated if this has been something. For those who are just looking for a little bit more hair and fun, it's cosmetic and it's fun, and go for it because of the holidays, you bet. But women who really have been trying to hide what's happened to them, they must just hug you.
I mean, it's horrible. They come in and their self-esteem levels are down here. And I already know, usually in the first meeting, exactly what's going on if I'm dealing with a woman who is looking for enhancement or a woman who has really, really severe hair loss. And also we deal with actually the diseases, like there's a disease called trichotillomania, where there's a compulsive hair pulling disorder where women will pull out their own hair one strand at a time. Now, that is a body-focused disease where it's just skin picking, nail biting, hair pulling, all this kind of thing goes together. So a lot of the women who have that are on different medications. And what happens with that is I've discovered that I have to make sort of like what I call vice grip type of things where they can't get to their own head to be able to pull. So for us, it's been very rewarding because across the board, we've been able to help them stop with this disease as well. And if they have enough time away from it, then it
breaks the habit, right?
Breaks the habit, because that's what they need. So they can look good and then get enough time away from it. And it's been a beautiful thing. We've had great success stories with that. I mean, it's just been wonderful. I just can't tell you how great that is. That's one of the harder ones. But when women come in and sit in the chair, the first thing they assume is that you don't have any help for them. Because this is kind of like the client that doesn't have a place to go.
This is almost like the last stop. They've you know, they've bought every product that says it's going to enhance.
They've been to Oakland and San Leandro and Hayward. They've been all travel far, but it's like, no, right here in Livermore. You don't have to go there. You don't have to take BART for treatment that you may not even enjoy. You're not going to enjoy it. It's right here in Livermore. That's why I said I couldn't believe it. And
Faith was like, you're here in Livermore? Oh my goodness gracious. I mean,
I'm like, wow.
Well, and do you see more African American women? Is this more typically a problem? I mean, what's the story on that?
Well, across the board, I would say that we pretty much deal with all different nationalities of women. I think through my experience, I've seen pretty much half and half. We have a big African American population of women with hair loss, but a lot with the African American women too, what we have to understand is that I'm trying to train in the areas of forced alopecia and things like that, from braids being too tight or something too tightly done, which forces us into what we call traction alopecia, where we lose our hair not to the autoimmune deficiency disease part of it, but to the part of the abuse of it. So I'm trying to train people to do things a little bit differently in terms of the way we take care of our hair. But we see just as many Caucasian women, Asian women, Latin women, it's a world-renowned problem with different diseases and things. So it's just not relegated to one certain nationality of women. But across the board, I do it all. So we kind of see everything. It's so huge you wouldn't even believe it, because people look so good now because we've advanced so much. You look at people and go, oh my God, her hair is beautiful. Is that hers?
Yeah.
Or
Wow.
you know, you don't know how to question it. And then all this, the celebrity thing has brung out so much too, because all the celebrities wear it now, so it's more acceptable. Where women before felt like, I don't want to go around in a wig, or I'm scared somebody might think I'm wearing a wig, or is this going to look like it's not mine? And now it's more socially acceptable. So I think across the board, if I had to judge it on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say we're about half and half. So yeah, we pretty much we work on everybody.
What's the maintenance? Because I remember when you first sent me your pictures, Faith, you were just elated. And so how many times have you gone back since then? I mean, what's the maintenance to keep this going?
Probably not very low maintenance, because I swim. You know, I did a triathlon, so I'm very active with my hair, and it's low maintenance, because I mean, I love Helen and all, but you know, I don't want to see her every week, or I don't want to see her every other week. I don't even want to see her every month. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, she's a nice person. She's great to work with, but I want her to give me something that I can maintain.
Well,
you know what I mean?
When I highlight my hair, I go in every 6 to 7 weeks. Are we talking about the similar sort of a thing?
Yes, it depends on it depends on exactly what method we do, and the severity of the hair loss for each woman. And that's why we call it, you know, her secret, because everybody's so different. There's so many different things. We may have one woman come in more because she may have trichotillomania, so we need to see her more to see what her pulling patterns are. We may have a woman with alopecia areata versus a woman with universalis, which has it all over. So it depends on the maintenance. So I would say pretty much on a scale from 1 to 10, you're looking at some people we don't have to see for 3 to 4 months. And some people we see monthly or every 6 to 8 weeks.
This is normal maintenance for hair. This is, I mean, any woman who's doing her hair, this is, you know, it's so you're not going in every week.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's good. Let's give out some information. This is fascinating. I am so glad you came up with this. Great. Well, you look so good.
Thank
but
you.
I mean,
But thank you for
really
having
good.
us, really.
Oh,
So we're talking with Faith Alfer. She's got to have something going on. Just go to her website for starters, faithalfer.com. Be sure and spell her name right, FAITHALPHER.com. And of course, Helen Owens with Her Secret Hair Extensions in Livermore. Check them out. Their website's www.hersecrethairextensions.com. I won't make you come on the show and talk about it. You can keep it your secret. But seriously, if you've got hair issues, wow, what a godsend. So thank you guys both so much for being
Thanks
here.
Thank you for having us.
Great.
Thank you so much.
And that will do it for this edition of Conversations. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. We'll do it again next week, but until then, I'm Robin Fahr. Have a wonderful day. If you'd like to order a copy of this show, please visit our website at trivalleytv.org.